Hello guys, how are you doing today? Hope you are fine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Beryl Blessings, and today guys, I'm very glad the topic of today is good because at least some people are going to learn from it. Maybe one lesson, two lessons, three lessons. Yeah, some are going to get something from it. And so guys, thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming again and again to watch my videos. So today guys, I want to speak about how I traveled to Qatar, the documents. Not just how I traveled. I mean the documents that one need. The documents that you need to have before you think of traveling to somewhere. And outside the country, the first thing you need to think is your passport, having a passport. You cannot travel out of the country without having a passport. That one is a must for everyone thinking of traveling. So for me, my passport, you know guys, it was that time of COVID. I just applied for my passport and immediately corona hit. So I had nothing to do. I applied for passport, like, let's say, when February was coming to an end. Then the appointment date, I chose an appointment date on the month of March. That March 3rd, I was supposed to go for my passport, to my appointment on 3rd. So that March when it started, corona hit. So I did not manage to go to for my biometrics, for other, maybe for biometrics and other things that I was supposed to do. So I could not go, so I was just wait. And in that same year, that was 2020, I waited. When it reached October, they announced that the Office of Immigration has started processing passports. So I could not even go immediately because I knew there was a very long queue. So I went back to the cyber to book another appointment. And that passport, to before you start processing the passport, when you go to the cyber, you make sure you have money for that passport. That's a must. And you need to have a birth certificate, your original birth certificate, your original ID, your birth certificate, original and birth ID, the names and the year's date of birth should be the same. That's a requirement. Make sure you have your parents' IDs, originals, your father and your mother. That's a requirement. And you also need to have a recommender's ID. That's a person who is not a family member. You make sure you have. You can just take even a friend, ID for a friend to recommend for you. So those are the requirements that you need to have when you're going to start the process of coming up with a passport. And guys, for me, that year I had a challenge because my birth certificate, the birth date in birth certificate was different from that one from ID. So I was thinking of either I go and take another ID card or I go and take another birth certificate. So I went for another birth certificate because I saw that process would be more easier than going for another ID, because if they don't rhyme, you can't take, they will assume that these are two different people. So I went for another birth certificate. It took less than a week. Then I started the process. So immediately in that, I went and took an appointment in that November. I booked an appointment. Then after going to mine, I took it in Kisumu. After going to Kisumu to take the appointment, like just 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I got a message that go collect your passport. So I went and took my passport. It had already come, and I was very happy. So guys, the first requirement of thinking to travel out of the country, make sure you have a passport. That's a requirement. And those who are asking about the amount for passport have different prices. Like for that time, a normal passport of 32 pages was 4,500. That one of 48 pages was around 6,500. Then 6,000 or 7,000. Then there was a diplomatic. I can't remember the price now, but every type of passport has different amount. So things change, guys. Things change. So if you want to take a passport, you can go to the cyber, you inquire, they will tell you everything about the price, about the requirement, then you have your passport. Then another thing, guys, so after passport, I had to search for an agent because I wanted to use an agent. I never knew where the offices are. I never knew where the process was. So I just met my friend all of a sudden from nowhere because I searched for an agent for a very long time. I never found, but God just brought me my friend who had traveled from Qatar 2018, came back 2021. I just met him in the road, asked him about, then he gave me, he was a boy, he gave me the number of the agent that took him there. So immediately I started communicating to that agent, and the agent was very genuine. She was a lady, was very honest, because when I told her, she started the process. Then I sent her small amount of money. She registered me. Then she made my CV. When the time when they had announced for jobs came, she just called me and told me, come, there's an interview, and I went directly. That was 2021 November. I went for the interview, and at that time they were recruiting so many people. So we were so many, but by good luck, many of us were taken. We came. So I went for the interview. The interview was online. I never knew how to do it, but I just thank God because she just gave me some few tips, and just being courageous, that made me to pass it. When they ask me something, even I've never done that work, they ask you, will you work at night? Me in Kenya, I've never worked even at night, even past 6, I've never. But I was like, yes, me, even here I work at night, I have no problem with it. So I was just crazy because I wanted the job. So I was, then they were asking me questions, will you do this? I'm like, yes, I do it. So it was just funny. I just being courageous. You answer the questions as they are required. Then that's how I made it, guys. So after the interview, there was medical. There was medical. That's number 3, medical. We went for the medical. I went for the medical test. Then after I paid, like, yeah, medical usually differ with different companies. They differ with different places, but where I went, the medical, I paid 6,500. That's Kenyan money. That's like $65. Yeah, I paid it. Medical was done, and that was just till, I think it was December. Yeah, it was December. Starting November ending, December starting, sorry. November ending. So when we approached, so after medical, I thank God also medical was good. It had no problem. So after some few days, we just knew we are traveling, me and other people. But oh my God, 1 month passed. That is December passed. I went medical November 28th, but December 28th the medical has expired. 1 month the medical expires, so that medical is not fit for you again. You have to go for another one, so that to they believe that after 1 month the medical expires. So I went for another medical, that is remedical, and remedical I paid 3,500. That's another medical. So during that time the letter came, letter of offer. It's called offer letter. That is the letter that after passing the interview it offers you a job. So I went, traveled to Nairobi, then signed the letter. I was always going back, that traveling almost every, like in a month I was traveling like 4 times, because they could call me, that lady could call me and tell me, Daryl, come do medical. I went. I went for interview. That's one traveling. When I went back for medical, that's another traveling. I went then again for offer letter to sign. That offer letter usually asks you, talks about the salary, the job, terms of contract, the company that you are going to work with. So when you sign it, you agree that I have agreed to work this job, I have agreed to work under this salary, the terms and conditions that are in that company, I abide by them. That's the what is in that offer letter. So they offered me a job, so I signed. I agreed with everything. So after that I came back. Guys, I don't have a good conduct. So immediately I did medical. I went to the cyber, started processing good conduct. There I paid, it's just 1,050. So my good conduct is not coming. So the lady's like, Daryl, you know that after signing the offer letter, the visa will come and the ticket, and if you don't have a good conduct, I don't know what you will do. So I was always worried, what is this good conduct waiting for? So good conduct, I applied, finished, went, took the biometrics, then came back. Then after just like 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, I log into my email and I found the good conduct. So I was very happy. I've gotten my good conduct immediately. I send it through the email to the agent so that she can start working on it. And when I say start working on it, it means good conduct attestation. That is also another fee. That is also another thing. I sent the good conduct, then I sent the money for attestation. So after sending money for attestation, I start looking for my COVID certificate, searching for my COVID certificate. I went for the COVID vaccine. That was November. That was October. Then November I went for another vaccine. So immediately that December, I started searching for my certificate, and oh my god, problems and after problems. After COVID certificate, when I go to search for my COVID certificate, my names were written wrongly. Instead of Daryl, they write D. Daryl D. So Beryl and Daryl are two different people. So guys, I was every now and then calling those information people who are working with COVID. I used to pressurize that man every day. Please correct my name. Please correct my name. Tomorrow I'm traveling, and if I don't get my COVID certificate today, my ticket will expire. My visa is expiring. I used all the lies. I was just to use anything so that he can do for me. So immediately after talking to him, he did it for me, and I thank God also. So after that, guys, here comes I've gotten my COVID certificate. So I'm thinking for here comes the visa. The visa has come. The visa, just one day I'll show you all these documents. the visa is for 3 months. After 3 months it expires. It shows you the visa number, the date the visa was prepared, and the date the visa will expire. So after visa, we were just waiting for the air ticket, the ticket that to be sent so that I can travel to Qatar. But before that, there's a yellow fever. I need to go for yellow fever vaccine. That is 2,500 Kenyan money. That's $25. I need to go for yellow fever, and so that I can have the yellow fever certificate. That was a requirement. If you cannot travel to those countries, I don't know why, but we were supposed to have a yellow fever vaccine and a certificate also. And before that, after that, when I was supposed to travel, like within 72 hours of traveling. So guys, before that, now the air ticket has been sent. I go there to the agency, find there other people whom we were traveling with. That Friday we were traveling. So before that 28th, on 26th, 27th, I was to go for COVID test. So this COVID test, I go to the hospital, to that the same hospital that I went for medical test, where I paid that amount. Is the same hospital that I'm still going there. These are the accredited hospitals that carry out the tests for people who are traveling to Gulf countries. So you cannot just go to any hospital. No, you need to go there specific. There you go there. So I go there. Then another 6,000. That is $60. I pay. That is COVID test. That COVID test, you need to do it within 72 hours, because 72 hours, when it passes, it has expired. You cannot travel again. So guys, after that, now is traveling. Guys, those are the documents. Those are the documents that I was supposed to travel with: the passport, the good conduct certificate, the COVID certificate that shows that I've been vaccinated against COVID-19, the COVID test, also called the PCR, that shows that I've been tested COVID and I've been found negative. That is a certificate that you need to travel with. At that time, I was to have that certificate when coming to Qatar. It was a requirement. Then the yellow fever certificate shows that I've been vaccinated against yellow fever. Then I was to have, the good conduct was to have that rubber stamp of embassy that shows that I have been attested, and it shows that I have no any criminal issue. Then I was to have a visa that gives me the entry to this country, and my air ticket, I was to have it. When I was to travel, I needed to show it first, all those documents, before I travel. So thank you guys, thank you a lot for watching my video. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me. Thank you for checking in for more and more information. Remember guys, to continue watching my video. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, remember to comment, correct me in one way, compliment me in one way. I will appreciate a lot. Thank you guys, I love you so much. May God bless you so much. Thank you.